Hey, Niners fans, if you thought the preseason was just a warm-up, think again because there's a lot happening that has me genuinely excited about the state of our team. Let's start with one of the standout stories, Chase Lucas. This guy's been quietly carving out his name in training camp and preseason action, and if you've been paying attention, you know exactly what I mean. Yesterday, he put on another incredible performance, showing the kind of growth and consistency that makes you wonder if he's already punched his ticket onto the regular season roster. He was all over the field, demonstrating not only solid coverage skills, but also that rare ability to make plays that shift momentum. When you break it down, his numbers are nothing short of impressive. He tracked 32 coverage steps, faced 4 targets, allowed just 16 yards, snagged an interception, and knocked down a pass, while letting 0 touchdowns slip through. An 86.7 coverage grade and a passer rating against a 20.8 is not something you see every day, especially for someone fighting for a spot on a 53-man roster. Add in a sack in consecutive weeks of high-level play, and Lucas is making a very strong case for himself. Looking at the bigger picture, the 49ers are projected to keep 5, maybe 6 cornerbacks this season. That leaves some crucial decisions for the coaching staff. The top of the depth chart is clear. Diamador Leonard and Bernardo Green are locks at the top spots. Beyond them, Upton Stout has established himself through draft capital and training camp performance as a near-essential part of the rotation. That leaves us with the battles for the final roster spots, where names like Dallas Flowers, Trey Brown, and Chase Lucas come into play. If I had to put money on it, Lucas has earned a legitimate chance to make the team. Between Flowers and Brown, one might be the odd man out, depending on how other roster pieces settle, especially when accounting for potential needs in defensive line depth or other areas. Injuries are always a wild card in this stage of the season, and thankfully, the quarterback room hasn't taken any significant hits so far. That gives the team some flexibility in keeping 5 corners without sacrificing other needs. But injuries elsewhere have made fans understandably cautious. Still, there's reason to feel optimistic. Updates coming out of the team paint a picture that, despite some bumps in the road, we're in better shape than we might have feared. Take Dominic Pun, for example. The news that he will not require surgery is a relief. While it remains to be seen if he will be available for Week 1, this is a situation that doesn't threaten the regular season, which is always the priority. Ben Bard is expected to be ready by Week 1, maintaining his role as a starter. Patrick Taylor Jr. is progressing well and looks set to serve as Christian McCaffrey's primary backup. Isaac Gendo is showing encouraging range of motion and is actively participating in workouts where he catches passes thrown overhead. Jordan James is on track to return to practice, and while Jordan Watkins might be healthy, it's less clear how much he'll feature early on, though there's no doubt his presence adds depth to the wide receiver group. The list continues with positive updates that fans will appreciate. Jacob Cowing has been clear to play and only missed preseason action as a precaution. Mike Williams is expected to be ready for the first week of the season. C.J. West's recovery timeline is not precise, but his condition is not projected to limit his participation in the regular season. Jordan Elliott is being managed carefully for the next couple of weeks to ensure readiness for Week 1. Ronaldo Green might return to practice this week, while Upton Stout and Trey Brown are both nearing full availability. Jason Pinnock could be back on the field with the team as early as Tuesday. Richie Grant and Sam Okwanu are progressing well through their respective rehab programs, signaling imminent returns. Robert Beal may be out a bit longer, but Fabian Morrow remains on the 90-man roster, hinting that he could see action soon as well. Altogether, that's a staggering number of players either back or soon to return. 18 players in favorable situations heading into the regular season is tremendous news. In the context of how injuries can devastate teams, having this many key contributors ready or nearly ready gives the 49ers a significant advantage. It also shifts the conversation from worry to strategy. These are players expected to contribute meaningfully, and their presence elevates the team's depth and versatility. One of the most striking takeaways from this roster update is just how well the front office and coaching staff have managed to navigate what could have been a major setback. We've all seen the NFL's injury carousel in recent seasons. Players going down for weeks or the entire season, teams scrambling to fill gaps, and fans holding their breath week after week. Here, however, the picture is different. The 49ers have experienced some soft tissue injuries and minor setbacks, but these are manageable. In training camp and preseason, we can accept a few bumps. The critical part is that the core of the roster remains intact and healthy heading into the first regular season games. From the perspective of someone closely following the team, it's encouraging to see that bad luck hasn't spiraled into a crisis. Injuries like Jordan James' broken finger or temporary absences of other contributors are inconvenient, but not catastrophic. In fact, they provide an opportunity for coaches to assess depth and allow younger players to step up without jeopardizing the team's performance long-term. The focus now is on timing, conditioning, and ensuring that all these pieces are fully integrated into the game plan. By week 1, the expectation is that nearly everyone will be ready to compete at a high level, which bodes well for both the regular season and the team's chances to stay healthy in the weeks that follow. With Chase Lucas making waves in the preseason and 18 other key players returning to practice or approaching game readiness, the overall outlook for the 49ers is bright. Depth, versatility, and the ability to weather early season injuries make this team well-positioned to contend. It's not just about star players. It's about the collective strength of the roster and the confidence that coaching staff has in its personnel to execute the game plan. The combination of proven talent and emerging contributors like Lucas suggests a team ready to hit the ground running and maintain stability even when faced with adversity. Now, let's shift our attention to the broader picture of the 49ers roster and how injuries, or the lack thereof, are shaping expectations for the start of the season. One thing that immediately stands out when you go through the recent updates is the sheer volume of players who are either already back in practice or on track to be ready for week 1. It's not often that a team can recover from preseason injuries with this level of efficiency, and it speaks volumes about the organization's approach to player health, rehab, and preparation. In a league where injuries can derail a season before it even begins, having so many key contributors on the mend or clear to return gives the team a massive advantage. Take, for example, the offensive side of the ball. Christian McCaffrey remains the centerpiece, and the news that Patrick Taylor Jr. is progressing as expected provides comfort in knowing that the team will have a reliable backup ready to step in when necessary. Depth at running back has been a recurring theme in Shanahan's offense, and being able to rotate players without a drop in production is a luxury that few teams possess. Similarly, wide receivers like Mike Williams and Jacob Cowing returning to full health ensures that the passing game retains its explosiveness. Injuries to receivers can often force teams to rely on backups who are not yet fully comfortable with the playbook, but here, the 49ers appear positioned to avoid that pitfall entirely. On the defensive side, the situation is equally encouraging. Cornerback depth, as previously mentioned, has been a topic of discussion, and with Chase Lucas making waves in preseason, the position group looks robust. Upton Stout, Trey Brown, and others returning to practice soon solidify a unit that can handle the grind of an NFL schedule. The ability to rotate corners effectively is crucial, especially against high-powered passing attacks, and having multiple players capable of stepping in without compromising coverage is a strategic advantage. Safety and linebacker units also appear healthy, with players like Jason Pinnock, Richie Grant, and Sam Okwanu on track to return. Depth here not only protects against injuries but allows for strategic flexibility, enabling the team to deploy different packages and schemes without overtaxing individual players. Another important aspect to consider is the psychological boost that this level of health can provide. Injuries in training camp and preseason can sometimes weigh on a locker room, leading to anxiety over whether key players will be ready when the season starts. Here, however, the trend is overwhelmingly positive. Knowing that 18 of the team's key contributors are either ready or nearly ready for week 1 instills confidence in both the coaching staff and the players. It sends a message that, barring unexpected developments, the team can execute its game plan without major adjustments, and that continuity is maintained. Football is as much mental as it is physical, and having this reassurance heading into the first games of the season cannot be overstated. It's also worth examining how this depth and readiness affect roster decisions. The 49ers are in a unique position to make strategic choices rather than desperate ones. Instead of being forced to carry players purely out of necessity, the coaching staff can focus on talent, fit, and potential. This means that players like Chase Lucas are not just surviving on limited opportunities. They're being evaluated on merit and performance, which benefits the team in the long run. The competition for spots encourages everyone to perform at their best, knowing that injuries have not inflated anyone's position unfairly. Every snap counts, and those who rise to the occasion solidify their place on the roster. Special teams should not be overlooked in this discussion either. Depth across offense and defense translates into stability for special teams units, which are often overlooked until a critical moment occurs. With players returning to health, the 49ers can confidently assign roles without overextending key starters. Kick coverage, punt protection, and return units all benefit when backups and rotational players are available and prepared. This level of preparedness could be the difference in tight games where a single special teams play shifts momentum. Looking further at the injury list, it's impossible not to feel impressed by how the front office and medical staff have managed rehabilitation timelines. Players who might have been sidelined for months in the past are now returning in a time frame that maximizes both safety and readiness. The balance between pushing for early returns and protecting long-term health is delicate, yet the 49ers seem to be executing it expertly. Injuries like minor soft tissue strains, broken fingers, or other manageable setbacks are being treated with precision, ensuring that players can contribute fully without risking further complications. The detailed attention to recovery protocols demonstrates a high level of professionalism and foresight. In addition to health and recovery, coaching philosophy plays a critical role in ensuring that players return ready to perform. Shanahan's system demands intelligence, awareness, and execution, not just raw athleticism. Players who come back from injury must be mentally prepared to handle complex playbooks, read defenses, and make split-second decisions. The combination of physical readiness and mental acuity creates a team capable of adapting mid-game, adjusting to opponents, and maintaining high-level execution over the course of a grueling 16-game season. The early returns of players like Upton Stout, Chase Lucas, and Patrick Taylor Jr. indicate that the coaching staff is confident in both their physical and cognitive preparedness. It's also crucial to highlight the importance of preseason games in this context. While some fans may downplay preseason performances, these games provide invaluable opportunities for younger players and backups to prove themselves. Chase Lucas, for instance, has leveraged these opportunities to demonstrate readiness, awareness, and a playmaking ability that translates to the regular season. Similarly, players recovering from injuries can test their bodies in controlled environments, ensuring they can handle the demands of full-speed competition. The combination of health updates and preseason performance data allows coaches to make informed decisions about who will contribute meaningfully from Week 1 onward. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The rumor swirling through the streets of San Francisco this week has become the most electrifying topic among sports fans, insiders, and casual observers alike. Justin Jefferson, the superstar wide receiver long associated with breathtaking catches and relentless highlight reels, has reportedly been welcomed to the city by a crowd of adoring supporters after finalizing a sensational deal with the San Francisco 49ers. While the team itself has yet to confirm every last contractual detail, the sheer energy surrounding Jefferson's arrival has carried a momentum of its own, transforming what might have been a routine offseason signing into a cultural moment that seems to stretch far beyond the boundaries of football. Eyewitness accounts describe Jefferson being greeted at the airport by chanting fans, 49ers banners, and even spontaneous chants of Niners, Niners, as he made his way through the terminal with a visible smile. The atmosphere was said to feel more like a championship parade than an introductory appearance, underscoring how hungry the Bay Area has been for a game-changing receiver capable of tipping the balance in the NFL hierarchy. For those who witnessed the scenes firsthand, the message was unmistakable. Jefferson has not only joined a team, but he has stepped directly into the heart of a city desperate for another golden era of football glory. As whispers continue to travel through locker rooms, media corridors, and the endless channels of social media, speculation has intensified around what Jefferson's addition will mean for the already formidable 49ers offense. The team, which has spent the last several years building one of the league's most complete rosters, is now rumored to be positioning itself as the undisputed favorite to dominate the upcoming season. Pundits argue that Jefferson's precise route running, combined with his ability to stretch the field vertically, perfectly complements the power running schemes and multifaceted backfield that have defined San Francisco's modern identity. Fans, meanwhile, are quick to remind skeptics of Jefferson's knack for making contested catches in pressure situations, often turning what appear to be routine plays into unforgettable spectacles. With defenders already struggling to contain Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, the possibility of Jefferson lining up alongside them has been described as borderline unfair. Rival coaches are reportedly revisiting defensive playbooks with a newfound urgency, aware that the 49ers' aerial arsenal may soon become as terrifying as their already vaunted defense. In bars, offices, and neighborhood parks across the Bay Area, conversations consistently return to the same electrifying question. Can anyone realistically stop an offense that now features one of the most dangerous receivers in the modern game? The magnitude of Jefferson's signing, if confirmed, stretches far beyond the chalk lines of Levi's Stadium and into the cultural fabric of San Francisco itself. Reports suggest local businesses are already preparing marketing campaigns centered around Jefferson's name, and jersey sales in red and gold featuring his iconic number are said to have skyrocketed in just a matter of hours. The move has rekindled memories of past superstars who redefined the franchise, from Jerry Rice's timeless dominance to Terrell Owens' unforgettable flair, with many fans daring to wonder whether Jefferson might carve out a legacy that could stand alongside those giants. It is not just about touchdowns and yardage totals, but about how a single player can reshape the narrative of an entire team and city. Bay Area talk radio has been dominated by callers proclaiming their optimism, while even neutral analysts have acknowledged the seismic impact such a high-profile acquisition could bring. Rumors of celebratory gatherings near Fisherman's Wharf and spontaneous Jefferson-themed murals sprouting up in certain neighborhoods have added an almost artistic dimension to the unfolding story. If Jefferson's presence can galvanize a city to this degree before he has even taken the field, one can only imagine the reaction when he finally steps onto the turf in front of a roaring home crowd. While excitement reigns supreme, whispers of caution and intrigue weave their way through the ongoing chatter, adding layers of complexity to this unfolding narrative. Some insiders raise quiet concerns about how Jefferson's arrival could affect existing dynamics within the 49ers locker room, where stars like Samuel and Kittle have long commanded both leadership roles and offensive touches. Could Jefferson's presence shift the balance in a way that requires delicate management from the coaching staff, or will it instead elevate everyone's game to new heights? Sources close to the team suggest that head coach Kyle Shanahan has already begun outlining offensive packages that highlight Jefferson's strengths without diminishing others, with the goal of forging a seamless blend of explosiveness and cohesion. Yet, even as optimism builds, skeptics argue that no signing is without risk, pointing to injuries, defensive adjustments, or even the heavy weight of expectations as potential hurdles. Still, within these murmurs of doubt lies an undeniable undercurrent. This is precisely the kind of high-stakes gamble that transforms teams from contenders into champions. And as the buzz grows louder, it is clear that the debate itself is part of the spectacle, fueling a sense of anticipation that stretches well beyond the gridiron. Ultimately, the narrative surrounding Justin Jefferson's rumored arrival in San Francisco feels less like a conventional signing and more like the opening chapter of a saga destined to captivate not only football fans, but the broader cultural landscape. The combination of Jefferson's undeniable talent, the 49ers' historic prestige, and the city's appetite for greatness has created a perfect storm of speculation, passion, and hope. Whether Jefferson ultimately becomes the missing piece that propels San Francisco back to the Super Bowl stage remains to be seen, but the fervor generated in just a few days is itself a testament to his stature as a generational athlete. For now, the story lives in whispers, chants, and shared glances of excitement, echoing through cafes, stadium concourses, and digital forums alike. In time, the rumors will either harden into fact or fade into myth. But what cannot be denied is the sheer force of belief currently pulsing through the Bay Area. If football is as much about storytelling as it is about execution, then Jefferson's introduction to San Francisco has already achieved something extraordinary. It has written a new chapter of possibility before a single snap has been played, binding a player and a city together in a dream that feels almost inevitable. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.